Johnny. 3, 2, 1.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of On the Couch, where we help bridge the gap on financial literacy. We talk about entrepreneurship, and we're going to change that word to business for self. And we're going to help talk about what's going on in the world today. And today, we got a real cool episode coming your way. I am one of your hosts, Johnny Supa, and we're here with
Danny Cardozo.
What is happening?
Let's sit here and do some research.
We'll do some research. We were off air. What were we just talking about off air?
We were talking about off-air tequila.
No. We were talking about, oh my God. I'll probably cut this up. What were we just talking about?
Jesus, what the fuck were we talking about, man? Wins. But not.
I don't know. We're always talking about something interesting. It's never a dull moment.
So I don't know what we're talking about this episode because you wanted to keep it a secret from me.
Yeah, I don't want to tell anybody.
So now is the time for you to have the spotlight and confuse Danny about what's going on.
I want to talk about people being scared. I think people are scared of where we're at in society when it comes to mortgages. The conversation has been more popular than it ever has been before. We have mortgage rates at not the all-time high, but at a high that it's been in the last 3-4 years. We know that much.
Well, they've dropped.
They have, and there has been some new announcements. Like we got one coming up, but the one that just passed.
Yeah.
It'll pass, right? Rates have come down. Inflation is down. But I still think people are scared to have the conversation. And I think that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about what we've done most recently, what has been a hot topic on what we've been doing here in the office, Danny, and what people should be doing right now. And you should be doing a mortgage checkup.
So what is happening in the life of Danny and Johnny?
We're going to keep some of it a secret.
Yeah, so we are working on something that is huge right now.
Yeah. We're looking to revolutionize the business.
Definitely. And hopefully we have this going in the next week, man.
Yeah.
Like, this
Also,
is-
it's fairly...
Yeah.
well, we've been working on it for the last week. It's fairly new, but we'll be able to start testing in about a week.
Yeah.
And hopefully we can be talking about this in 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah, like our last few guests and episodes, I think were on fuego. Some of the conversations we were having, I had to kind of bite my tongue because I want to bring forward what we're doing, but we're not going to talk about it just yet. But we are going to revolutionize what this business should look like in the next 3 to 8 months.
So you mentioned that you want to talk about being scared.
Yeah.
Here's the difference between being scared financially, being scared in life. Now, what kind of scared are you talking about?
So this message is to everybody that's out there that's a homeowner that has this fear. And I mean this in the sincerest way. A lot of people that I've been talking to lately, they don't want to have the conversation because they feel embarrassed. Debt has been rising. I know a lot of families that are using their child tax benefits to pay bills and not putting money away for child education. I've had that conversation numerous times over the last 3 months. When it comes to investing and saving and getting out of the bad situation that you're currently in because you're drawing from debt to offset your expenses. And that is what I think is happening a lot in a lot of our discovery calls with a lot of clients. And I want to say, guys, it's okay. You're not the only one. A lot of people are struggling, and it's not where you should be down on yourself. Like, I think people need to take that into consideration. You know what I mean, Danny? Like,
I 100% know what you're saying. I sometimes, when talking to these clients, sometimes I wish that they, not all of them, adjust. A lot of them that I've been speaking to, they haven't adjusted, and that's probably why I'm speaking to them a lot earlier than others.
yeah.
Right? They've lived a certain lifestyle, and they're trying to keep up that lifestyle. And in the back of their minds, like, I can keep going like this for another 2 to 3 years, and hopefully things get better. And they're already calling me earlier just to keep up that lifestyle. Probably, they're not saying it, but like I can see it for sure.
Yeah. And is it right or is it wrong?
I'm not going to say it's neither right or wrong. If you feel comfortable and that's what, gets you across the finish line, then yeah, I mean, go for it.
But I think you need to have the right plan to make the exit, because you got to get out of that eventually. You can't just stay in this wheel or the mouse.
Some of these people don't, and they, are hoping that, rates are going to drop. Yeah, rates are dropping, but guys, rates drop slow.
Yes. They're not going to do. It's not going to do what it did a couple of years ago. It's going to gradually now. It might take 9, 15 announcements, and they say there's going to be 8 rate drops. We've seen, hopefully, 2.
2.
Okay. We're going to see 6 more rate drops, but at what state? Like how fast?
Yeah, we're not going to see
Over 2 years?
We're not going to see 0.5%,
No.
0.75%. We're going to see a quarter at a time.
Yeah, but how? But over what period of time? Over 2 years.
Yeah, I don't know.
So, and when I say scared, is because a lot of people don't want to have the conversation. They don't want to tell you everything that they want to tell you because they want to hold some things back. Guys, it's important that you have the conversation, whether it's with a broker. You should be trusting a broker who's got many years experience like us, who's done hundreds of transactions. And I want to say, open up, have the conversation, have a mortgage checkup, have a financial checkup. It's important to do so because that's what we're here to do. You're going to ask me something?
100%. I feel like because you guys have seen both ends of the spectrum, it's very relatable. But what about the young people? What about the young people that haven't truly experienced being in a situation where it's now time to worry?
Practice.
I don't think they have to worry. They got to keep doing what they got to keep doing. And that is building a down payment, creating a budget to make sure that they could
Practice.
they could pay their bills, pay off their mortgage and property tax and lifestyle. That's all they got to worry about. And yes, rates are higher, and it's not going to be as easy for them to do it. But you know what? Do it now. Get used to it now, and then when rates drop, it's going to be that much easier for you. So,
but I'll tell you what everybody else is saying, and they're saying, I can't even think about getting a mortgage. I don't even have the money to get a mortgage.
I think we've been down this road many times in this podcast. Save $3,000 a month. You and your girlfriend, wife, husband, it's possible.
Yeah, 100%.
In $3,000 a month, that'll give you $36,000 in 1 year.
Exactly.
In 1 year, that's enough down payment to purchase a property or purchase a condo here in Toronto.
Really?
100%.
Facts.
Facts.
Wow.
That's in Toronto. You want to go somewhere else in like
Orangeville,
Kitchener or something like that,
You
or
can do
even it's going to be that much easier.
Really?
25,000. Like you can get it done.
But I want to say something too that is very important for the public to hear. I had a conversation with a potential client most recently, and I think I didn't get the deal. I lost the deal because I didn't tell him what the other guy down the street told him. The other guy down the street was like, well, I can get you $750,000. And I said, that's crazy. Your income doesn't match that. I can only get you 600, maybe 625, depending on what the property taxes look like, because your total debt service and your gross debt service are only allowed to hit a certain amount. He said to me, he's like, yeah, well, the other guy can make me some documents to make me get approved.
That's illegal.
100% fraudulent.
Okay.
People are all over the place. But you can't afford it. You're going to be house broke. If you're making $60,000 a year and the guy's going to say that you're making 90, how are you coming up with the shortfall? And you have the duplex with a renter in the basement.
You brought up making papers.
Yes.
And this last 2 years
Has been total.
So I want to bring up how many privates we've done for second mortgages.
Because people,
and I look at their income, I look at how they got their first mortgage. I see, there is no way you had income to get that type of first mortgage. So you obviously got yourself fake documents. You probably paid for them. You put yourself in this mortgage, rates skyrocketed, and now you're in this situation that you can't even afford because you didn't get stress tested properly.
Exactly. You're making false, like you're going to put yourself in a bad situation. So for those of you that are out there right now talking to these fucking factitious brokers that should not be in the business. Guys, you're doing yourself a disservice. You cannot afford it. You're going to end up coming to people like Danny and I, who are going to be the grace saviors and going to give you a second mortgage to offset your shortfall of something you can't afford.
This is something that we've absolutely never talked about on this podcast because it's so, not taboo, but it's very fraudulent behavior.
It's terrible.
Is this something that you guys are noticing more and more?
Oh, we've been noticing it for a couple of years
So
now.
I think it was huge in 2021 and 2022.
Why?
I've started to see a lot of banks starting to find ways to crack down on this.
Yeah.
I've heard of a bank requesting a client to open up their CRA account right in front of them.
Are you?
I have also heard lenders, guys, and I'm gonna mortgage agents, listen to this, okay? Because this shouldn't have been told to me, but I've heard of more than one lender already bring this up, that they actually check in with CRA to see if their number matches the documents that are showed before they decide to say yes or no.
I
Wow.
absolutely love it.
And I would love to say who has said this. Obviously, what they're doing is illegal also, but they're trying to crack down. Lenders don't want this extra risk.
Guys, I gotta say something to everybody right now. There is an ass for every seat. It just needs to be the right seat, okay? There's a key for every hole. It just needs to be the right fucking hole. Just
Right
because
key.
The right key. Yeah, sorry.
For
The
that
right
hole.
The right hole
Either
for every
or.
key.
Yeah, there's you know what I mean, okay, guys? But when you want to go to this guy who's going to make your documents saying that you make $100,000 a year and that you can get this mortgage for $5,000 a month.
Can I be the devil's advocate here? Okay, I think we all know why they do fraudulent behavior, what fraudulent documents.
Yeah, because everybody wants the 4-bedroom detached home.
No,
Why?
because there's a lot of people doing cash jobs.
Hold on a second. I'm going to correct you right there. If you're a guy who's in business for themselves and you're doing cash, come to a flippin' professional who understands business for self applications. We can use your cash component and get you approved at a bank.
Oh, bank, that was a mic drop.
To those that are newlyweds, to those that have salaried jobs, that your tenure, you're not going to be leaving this place anytime soon, and your salary 70 grand. What are you going to end up at in 5 years? 75, 80,000. But you're asking the guy to make you a document for 100. If your wife goes on mat leave, you're calling Danny or you're calling me to give you a second mortgage to help with the shortfall. That's it. It's happening.
Okay, so what am I doing? Okay, ready? I'm everybody that's making $50,000 a year. I'm everyone that has $40,000 in the bank. And now I come to you and say, guys, I want to start my family. I need a house.
Yep.
Now what?
So listen, when I bought
You're
my
going to qualify for what you're going to qualify for.
yeah,
Okay,
And
so
you're
let's
being
say,
stress tested that way.
all right, so now they're
a
not going to qualify for a home nowadays because the homes are about $1 million. So now what are their next steps? And so what I'm trying to say is let's try to not make people get to the fraudulent behavior. How can we make them do things legally and correctly?
well, first of all, you need to contact a professional who knows what they're doing, who has done hundreds, if not thousands of transactions. Guys, just because the bank has a big brand, it does not mean it's the right suit or the right product for you. You need to have the right plan. And we've talked about this many, many times. I don't think we need to dive deep into that.
But I like the whole fake document thing.
Yeah, get away from it. You're going to do yourself a disservice. You're buying what you can't afford, and you're doing it for what? To keep up with.
And you don't even know if last minute they pull the plug on you.
Yeah.
And then you're sitting there. You might even lose your deposit. Things might go haywire.
Who's going to pull the plug?
The bank.
The bank.
Why would they?
What if they find out one way or another?
So do you get fined if they find out?
No, you're stuck. You have a binding contract, right? So I come to you and I buy your house that's for sale, Stefano. And you say, okay, I want to sell my house that's $800,000. I come there, conditions free, because the jackass said that you have zero finance worries. I'll get you approved. Don't worry. Okay. I get you approved. And now
They're not the only ones doing it, Johnny.
every fucking buddy's doing it, but I didn't.
They're not the only ones doing it.
So I understand.
But yes, we are located next to Brampton, and I'm
it's
just
all-
gonna say, like, Brampton,
No, but statistically, they're the worst.
100%.
statistically, yes, they
Yes.
in fake documents. I'm just gonna say yes. The numbers are way higher up here than there's probably.
Yeah, I don't give a
anywhere
fuck.
else
Call
in
a spade
Ontario.
a spade. You don't like it, too fucking bad.
No, but it is terrible.
It is
in Brampton.
terrible.
Now, because of that, everyone else is suffering. Just like insurance fraud, just like any kind of fraud.
Suffering in the sense where, I mean,
Well, okay, take away all the fraudulent mortgages that got put in place, and all these bidding wars that increased property values. That, you know what, if these people weren't around placing bids on them, people would have purchased these homes at a lower rate,
Yeah.
at a lower, purchase price.
Okay,
So yes, it is affecting the entire market.
you know, I heard
and
somebody
that is
say,
one of the biggest reasons why the government won't stop it.
So now, because this is happening, you need to put the blame somewhere else, though.
the blame is on the people. The blame is on the
No,
person.
no.
I blame truly the government.
Thank
If
you.
the government wanted to shut
Thank
this
you.
down, we had Easy NOA 2 years ago.
Thank you.
Easy NOA allowed us to pull notice of assessments
Correct.
or any
Thank you.
tax documents right there on the spot.
Yeah, but
we
you're
would have had it within half an hour.
Yes.
If
You
you made
can't-
this legal for it to be done for every client,
That's right.
you get rid of fraud. And they can turn that on in seconds.
That's
right.
But they won't.
So blaming the people, it's like a desperation tactic. A lot of people are not genuinely looking to be fraudulent in their behavior, but they have no choice. So someone has to be held accountable.
No, they're getting the wrong advice. What's happening is the guy who's in business for himself, who's got a business account that does $1 million in revenue or cash flow a year, does not know, because the guy who's selling him is like, I can make 2-3% on this. He's working in conjunction with that shady realtor. And they're like, you know what? You use my team. He'll charge you 3%. I'll charge you 2%. By the time we're done, we're going to make $50,000 off of you. We'll create your documents and get you approved for this $1 million mortgage. Where he just could have came to a professional who would have showed him the right path, got him a traditional bank lender, okay? And he would have paid a lender fee or a broker fee, not $50,000 to make documents. Like, it just
What documents are we even talking about?
job letters, pay stubs, T4s, NOAs.
But wouldn't the bank go to that said business and say, "Hey, is this guy doing what he says he's doing?"
Guys, some of these guys are so sophisticated that they
Oh, they go deep.
They create their own companies, their own pay stubs.
my
They
God.
to
So it's
get
very
everybody.
sophisticated stuff.
They'll create
Some of these people that
they'll
are
create a
like,
Google My Business page and they'll put 15 Google reviews. It doesn't take much, guys. It does not take much. You just got to
is
have
insane.
the wit. Yeah, it is insane. It is insane. But the worst part is that these clients are coming to us and it's like, I'm stuck. I have this big mortgage. My renewal just came up. I got hit at 11%, which just happened last week with a client
11? Why 11?
because that's what happened.
But how did it get to 11?
She's at a bank, a lender where she should have never even been.
No,
They stuck her.
How are they allowed to go to 11%?
That's where she's at, bro.
That's horrible.
It is.
So she's screwed
Yeah, she shits up creek right now, and they have a binding clause that she can't get out unless she sells the property.
unless she files for personal bankruptcy.
Can't. I mean, you have to sell the property. So
You guys help her?
yeah, we're trying to right now. Yeah. So
Wow. Is that an uphill battle for you guys when you get these kind of cases?
it is an uphill battle, but it makes me feel good when I help that client out and I say, I told you so.
But sometimes you can't say that because they're in so deep that even you guys, as sophisticated as you are, it's like there's not that many options here.
No, we'll tell them up front. There's nothing I can do for you. Let me introduce you to this realtor who's going to help you sell the house for the top dollar. That's all we can do.
Before we get to tequila, Daniel, let me ask you something. Have you ever had someone come in and show you documents and then you kind of almost put up a red flag and say, something doesn't seem right here? Have you ever caught anything?
no, I mean, they're not going to come. So I've never had anyone show up with documents, fake, and present them to me. Actually, I'm going to take that back. I will take that back. We did a broker presentation once that
At a real estate brokerage, by
at
the
a
way.
real estate brokerage, yes.
Yeah.
Where we sat at the table, we did our presentation, they all fell in love with us, and then they were like, okay, but we want to control the transaction. We don't want you talking to the client. We will have everything available for you. We will have their pay stubs. We will have their employment out. They will have your notice of assessments, your T4s, anything that you need. We will have it ready for you. All I need you to do is give them the mortgage.
Yeah. I didn't even, we left that meeting. I didn't even follow up.
Yeah. Like, what do you think? We're stupid?
Yeah.
We don't think we don't know what you're doing?
So a mortgage broker's trying to.
No,
This is not a mortgage broker.
Real estate
A
brokerage.
real estate brokerage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Trying to tell us that they want to control the document flow that we receive. And it's like, yeah, okay. Not a chance. You can't talk to the clients.
This is insane.
Yeah, this is what's happening out there.
It's insane. So now, can you guys shed a little light on it though? Is it getting better? Maybe not.
So, like I said, there are lenders that are doing certain things to put a stop on it.
I mean,
or at least, they might not be catching everybody, but the ones that look like really like, whoa,
Yeah.
they're probably,
we're starting to see more and more from FISRA, and they're starting to bring people to the fire.
Who's FISRA?
So FISRA is a governing body. So
Of
financial
mortgage?
services, yeah, a bunch of yeah. So they're starting to bring people's feet to the fire, and they're blasting people all over our news feeds that we see, and telling people what they're doing. So I mean, it's starting to come to light. I just wish it was coming more and faster because these guys
Is this
gotta
the
get
association that approves your mortgages?
that approves
I
our
mean,
licensing.
Licensing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I think the branches, your top 6, probably see a lot more than you do through the broker channel
Yeah.
with fake documents. It's easier for them because they don't require as much. It's easier on their side to.
Well, they manage their stuff internally, right? There's no investors they need to speak to other than themselves. Right.
So on the broker side, it's a little bit more difficult. There's a little bit more documentation. There's more
There's more scrutiny on our
scrutiny.
side. Yeah.
Wow, gentlemen, what can I say? We're in a fight. That's essentially it.
Guys, listen, if you're out there and you're going to do this shit, I can't stop you. But if you're a consumer and you're going to go to somebody who's going to give you fraudulent stuff,
That's not a good thing.
prepare yourself to have a second job.
Or know the risks.
Or know the risks, because that bill needs to get paid, and you don't qualify, so you got to pay that bill. That's it.
You don't qualify. I want a Ferrari. I cannot get a Ferrari.
Yeah.
I just don't qualify for it.
No.
There you go. You know what we do qualify for? We're quite the tequila connoisseurs.
Yes, and the LCBO is still on.
Because the LCBO here, the liquor.
It might be open now that when you're watching the show. As you guys know, we do.
What does it stand for? LCBO?
License.
Liquor Board of Ontario or something like that.
Liquor board.
I think
Lickbo.
Lickbo. So we have what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a head to head. We've had these tequilas before in previous episodes.
Yep.
And I'm gonna pick at random.
Wait, did we compare these two together? No, never.
I don't know. Definitely
I
not.
hope not.
No, definitely
I don't
not.
think so.
No. We've only done 2 comparisons prior to this. This is the third. So I'm going to give you the bottles, Johnny. We're going to go head to head. You're going to berate these the same way, but we're going to find a decisive winner.
Okay.
Toe to toe. Let's go.
Yep. Oh, I like these two too, actually. I like both of them. Oh, they're so different. All right.
choice is yours. Let's hear it.
All right. So we have Cobble Wobble, which has been rated one of my favorite. And then we have Grand Ordien. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. They're both Resposados. They are, both 100% pures. Let me give us some more information. They both have the NOMs and the CRT number, so these guys are both pure tequilas.
The price point, you're looking at $78 for the Cabo Wabo, and you're looking at $92 for the Grand Oradian.
Yeah, so they're about $20 apart. So for price point, you guys know me. I'm a cheap alcoholic. As for price, one of our guests, John, made a good point. If I'm comparing a $90 bottle with another $90 bottle, where does it compare on that scale?
100%. And I
Right.
think that's how you should compare things.
Yep.
Or same type. I
Yeah.
mean, if you're going to go, one is Reposado and the other one is Aneo. There's 2 different types of tequilas.
So on price point, I mean, I like the Cabo. I really do. I think it's got a great taste. I like the Grand Auban. This I call. I don't know if I'm saying it correct. I like this one for one reason. I'm going to give you my winner. How about that? My winner.
That's what we need. We need the.
My winner is the Grand.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was gonna go the other way around
No.
just because of price.
So the winner is because of the appearance.
The bottle itself, that one sucks.
Yeah, this
Bad.
is shit. This is like a beautiful bottle. However, I wouldn't know what this is if I didn't see tequila. I wouldn't know that's a tequila bottle. Look,
What does that look like? I don't even know.
it could be anything.
A brandy, maybe?
This could be a brandy bottle.
That could be a brandy bottle.
Yeah.
So Danny, you're saying keeping the bottles there. Danny, you're saying you would pick the Cabo?
I would pick the Cabo as the winner just because of the price point. I think they're both they're both reposados, and I enjoy reposados for the main reason where you can use them for both factors, sipping on them and mixing them if you want it like a nicer mix.
You know what's the big issue with Cabo though? Anyone is going to walk into the LCBO, walk right by that bottle because
Yeah.
it doesn't stand out whatsoever.
It doesn't. I bought it.
But I mean, at the price, it might stand out, right?
What's the price again?
That's $78 compared to $92. You're
Yeah.
saving $15 on a reposado.
I like the way the Cabo tastes. I think it's just a little bit sweeter than.
I think it's
Grand.
more silky, man.
Yeah.
But
So you guys are having conflicting results.
lot
Danny's
light- like,
choosing Cabo, and
Look at the light. It's a lot lighter in color.
that's more Blanc.
No, it's a Reposado. They're both the same.
probably not as aged as long as the other one is. This one's probably 4 months, where the other one's more
This,
closer to 12.
this is 2 months.
See, there you go.
Does it?
this-
2 months, and then
2 months. This one is.
And I will tell you,
it's got to be longer than 2 months.
Wow.
I wonder if
This. Oh, look at this. Look at this.
What?
Grand Tequila. It's Majestic Wines brings this in.
I wonder if it's been aged in a different barrel, if that changes the color of the tequila.
I don't know.
this was.
Well, if you're a tequila connoisseur, we
Let
would
us-
love
yeah, let us
to know if there's a quick and easy way to judge if something's been aged or not.
Let us know if you know. Comment below or send us a DM because
And there's something else that they have to do in order for us to grow.
if you like the show, share the show so we can grow. Like, share, comment. I'm going to say that numerous of times, guys. You can find us on Spotify. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. You can find us here in Bolton at 12 Par Boulevard. Or you can find myself, at Your Nesta Financial on Instagram. And Danny.
And me on Mortgages by Danny C.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot. And see you next
Till then, we'll see you next time.
time.
What